Oh yeah, there's the Russian the Russian NRA spy. I don't know if you love the Russian NRA spy story as much as I do, but you all know the story, right? So if you haven't heard her talk, so she's a Russian spy who sounds like Natasha. She's got a thick original Russian accent, and she's a woman with NRA guns, and apparently she was the girlfriend of some guy who looks like the human model for Dilbert's boss. And apparently she was complaining about having to sleep with this guy. And and apparently how she got as much access as she did is that, first of all, she's a young female, and she's in the NRA, and she's Russian, and she's got that accent, and she said that she wanted to bring some kind of NRA to Russia. So that maybe Putin could have an NRA. and I think, and I realize that Russia and the GRUs, they're master spies, and that they've got a pretty strong game, and their cyber department is pretty awesome and stuff, but we've now seen some of their work, allegedly, for their advertisements on Facebook that looks like something like a high school class that wasn't the good class. It wasn't the smart kids who did a class project. That it was so amateurish, the advertisements on Facebook. But now we see this that they're sending their best spy into the NRA. Now I have to think the NRA would be a pretty good, legitimate Russian target, right? So if you're gonna try to penetrate the NRA and use that as leverage for something, you're gonna send your best spy. You're not gonna send Natasha Bangsalot. So I think the total outcome of all of this Russian spy stuff, I think the total net effect is that an ugly guy got to bang this Russian spy for, I don't know, a year or two. And all she got was NRA membership. I'm not sure who's the winner here, but I think Dilbert's boss gets the check mark. Now, I don't know. I don't know if anything will come of it, that maybe she actually did something that was more damaging than we know. But if all that's happened is what's been reported, Dilbert's boss shoots and he scores. There was something else somebody asked me about. What was it? Somebody else asked me about something here that was funny. They might have, it's possible that we may have overestimated Russia. It's possible that we have slightly too much of an opinion about how good their crack spy network is. First of all, they can't even kill somebody in England without making it obvious who did it. It's like, did they ever have a conversation where they're like, can you at least try a little bit not to make it look like it was Putin? Can you put a little bit of effort into making their death look slightly accidental? A little vague doubt, perhaps. Now, it still works just as chillingly, because if a critic of Putin dies in an accident, it still sends the same message to all the other critics of Putin. But do you have to do it the only way it's obvious it was him? It makes me wonder if Putin gave the order in sort of a general way. Don't you wonder how that meeting went? It's like, Putin has a meeting with his master spies, He goes, these dissidents, we must kill them. You know, take care of it. And then that's all he says, right? You just got to kill them, take care of it. And then Putin's, you know, he's reading his phone, you know, a few weeks later, and he's checking the news, and he's like, they used what? Are you freaking kidding me? I said kill them. I didn't say kill them and pin it on me. What kind of master spies are you? That's it. You've totally botched it. You've totally botched it. All right. You were supposed to make this look like an accident and not put my fingerprints on the corpses. That was not my plan. But thank God, you know, you're the only incompetent ones I have in my operation. Because I've got some guys in the cyber operations who can hack things and influence elections, never get caught. No what? Okay, so our cyber guys do get caught. What? Okay, they get caught every time. So that's actually sort of like you guys who poisoned and left my fingerprints all over the crime scene. And the cyber guys left my fingers all over the crime scene too. But don't worry. I have an undercover agent who's going to penetrate one of the most important organizations in the United States. It's something called the NRA. Now, these are the gun supporting people, and they're very influential in the Republican Party and in politics in general. And so if we can get our secret undercover agent in there and start influencing things, you know, things are going to be looking pretty good in the spy business, pretty good. So I'll just let you guys take care of it. Can you take care of that? Make sure you pick our best spy and just go penetrate the NRA and make sure that there's no way this can be traced back to me. All right? Right? Cyber guys, the poison guys, you know, Crimea, I'm just really bad at not leaving clues, but will you just this one time not leave a direct trail back to me? And the spy chief says, all right, I got it. We're doing this. And then a year later, Putin's reading his phone, reading the news. They seem to have caught somebody with a very thick Russian accent penetrating the NRA. Do you know anything about that? Oh, yes, Mr. Putin, President Putin. We sent our best agent, Natasha Bengzalat, and we think she has penetrated. They're outer perimeter. And what exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean she's maybe flipped a senator? Has she turned anybody? Well, turned might be an exaggeration. Let's say she's working with somebody who's slightly almost connected with Republican politics, or used to be. But she's turned him into one of our agents, right? Well, I wouldn't call it turning him exactly. Well, what exactly did she do to him? Well, this is awkward. She slept with him like 1,000 times. And then she flipped him. No. It was more like he flipped her. Shut up! Shut up! I don't want to hear this. You're disgusting. I don't need the details. You're fired. So it's possible that Putin has a crack team of master spies from top to bottom, and they're doing great things for Russia. But I don't think they're sending their best, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Crack team.